Hey y'all, I'm Anna and welcome back to my channel. Thanksgiving is in just a few days and I wanted to go ahead and show you how I like to make my roasted turkey. Now, if you have never made a turkey before and you're making one this year, or if you've been making them for years now but you want to change it up, then this video is for you. Now, I've been making my turkey like this every single year for the past 5 or 6 years now, and there is nothing about it I would change. It turns out perfect every single time, and I'm so excited to share it with you. So let's get started. Okay, I have everything chopped up and ready to go. So I'm gonna first talk about the turkey. Now, mine is between 15 and 16 pounds. But of course, use whatever size you like, and you can just kind of alter the amount of veggies that you put in and the butter, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But mine's between 15 and 16 pounds. I took it out of the wrapper. I rinsed it really, really good. I took the little giblet bag out. I took the neck out and all of that. And then I put it in this aluminum little tray. I use these every year. I don't have like a roasting pan that I use every single year. For my turkey, I always use one of these because it's just easy cleanup and it's one less dish for me to clean. So I have it laying on top of some paper towels right now. I've patted it dry really well, and it's completely thawed, but you still want to make sure that you let it sit on your countertop for about an hour before you actually put it in the oven. So that is ready for me. Now over here I have all of my veggies. I've got about 4 carrots that I peeled and chopped up into big chunks. Now, you don't have to peel yours if you are going to strain it and not eat it. But that's actually one of my favorite parts of my roasted turkey is I love eating the veggies after it's all finished. So I do trim mine up really good and peel it and everything. Also, I've got some celery over here. This is about 4 stalks and 3 onions that I've halved. I did peel the skin off because, like I said, I like to eat this part, but a lot of people don't even bother peeling the onion because they're gonna strain it and they don't eat it anyways, but I do. I also have some garlic. This was an entire head of garlic. I sliced it in half, and I would have used both halves, but the other half, the little things were falling out, the cloves were. So I'm just gonna use this half, and I'm still gonna use the garlic cloves in my herb butter. I have 1 stick of butter here that is softened at room temperature, some salt and pepper. Now, I always like to use fresh herbs like rosemary, thyme, and sage, but I don't have any of those on hand right now, and I forgot to get some from the store today, so I'm just gonna use some good old poultry seasoning. Now that my turkey has been sitting out for a while, I do have the oven preheated to 350. The first thing we're gonna work on is the butter mixture, and this is gonna go underneath the skin and on top. So I've got my bowl here. I'm just gonna add both of these little half sticks of butter to it. And it is very crucial that this is at room temperature. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. Now if you're using salted butter, you don't really need to add any salt to it, but mine is unsalted. Next, I'm gonna add in some poultry seasoning. Now, like I said, I wish I had fresh rosemary, thyme, and sage, but I don't have any of those, unfortunately, today, so I'm just gonna use poultry seasoning. It is still gonna be delicious, so if you are like me and you don't keep fresh herbs on hand, just use this. Now, I'll probably add in a good tablespoon because this is gonna cover the entire chicken, so don't skimp on it. And from the other half of my bulb of garlic, I'm gonna take probably the equivalent to 2 cloves, so I might do like 1.5 because that's a pretty big clove. And I'm gonna finish peeling this. And now, using my little zester, I'm going to grate all of this right into the butter. Now, I've said this before in my videos. I know 2 cloves of garlic doesn't sound like much, but when you grate it like this, it is very, very strong. So trust me when I say that 2 good cloves is plenty. But if you want to chop yours up just with your knife, you could use more. But when you grate it like this, it gets spicy. And now with a spoon, I'm just gonna stir all of this together. Okay, that's nice and combined, and it smells so good. All right, so now I'm going to just make some room over here and put my turkey here for the time being because we're gonna put all of the veggies in the pan first. also just realized that I did not get my chicken stock out. I'm gonna need about a cup of chicken stock in addition to all of these ingredients. So I've got this ready. I'm just gonna add just a drizzle of vegetable oil. So now I'm just gonna throw all of my veggies in here. I'm actually not gonna throw all of them in here, but most of them, because I do wanna add some into the turkey. I'm actually gonna cut this one in half. And now I'll just season the veggies with some salt and pepper. Okay, now we're ready to work on the turkey, so I'm gonna just give it a little extra pat dry here because it's still a little bit wet from when I rinsed it. And if it's at all wet, then the butter is not gonna stick on here very good, so I always try to make it like as dry as I can. Okay, so now I'm gonna go from this end, like where the legs are, and stick my fingers under the skin. You could use a knife instead of your fingers, but if you do that, then you might actually puncture the skin. So I always just use my fingers. Feels kind of weird, but it's okay. And I just break up all the little tendons. You'll feel it when you actually do it. And I just do about up to here. Now I'm gonna take most of this butter, probably 3/4 of it, and put it underneath the skin. I'm gonna use my little spoon to help me out just to get started. And this looks very odd, but I promise you this is what's gonna give you a very, very flavorful and moist turkey. So that went in really easily. You just wanna spread it all out so that the butter is all underneath the skin. And now I'm gonna take the rest of the butter, and using my hands, I'm gonna just smear it all over. Okay, so I've got the butter all over the top. Now I'm going to stuff its little rear end with the rest of the veggies. So I've got another couple of onions here, some celery, carrots, and then my garlic. Now my turkey came with the little nylon thing, so I'm gonna stick its feet back in there. But if your turkey doesn't come with that, I would take some kitchen twine and tie the legs together so that it cooks evenly. All right, now it's time to add our turkey back on top of the veggies. So I'm gonna grab this bad boy, put him right on top. Now it's very important to take the wings and tuck them under the bird, because if you don't do that, then the tips of the wings might burn in the oven. Sometimes it's a little tricky. It takes me a minute. There it goes. Okay. Ah! Come on now. Get in there. Okay, I think that's good. And our last step before we pop it in the oven, I've got a cup of chicken stock, and I'm just gonna pour it all around here. And this will give it liquid so we can baste it in a little while. So just all around the turkey. All right, now it's time for the oven. My oven is preheated at 350, and we're gonna cook this uncovered just like this for 2 hours. And after 2 hours, I will take it out and show you what it looks like, and then I'll show you the next step. I just took my turkey out of the oven. It's been baking for 2 hours. So now I'm gonna take my little turkey baster here and baste the whole thing just with the juices that collected. Okay, so I'm done basting it for now. The next step is to take some aluminum foil and cover the top. And this needs to go back in the oven and bake for another 1.5 hours. But within that 1.5 hours, I'm gonna take it out 3 times every 30 minutes to baste it again. So in an 1.5 hours, it will all be finished. Okay, y'all, this is the final product. Look how beautiful this turkey turned out. It has a golden brown color on it. It was juicy, it was tender, it was flavorful. My entire family just loved it. And here is what the veggies looked like. You can see they got nice and soft. They are so delicious. Now this last clip was taken with my cell phone, so it's not the best quality, but we took this turkey over to my parents' house, and Here's my dad slicing it for us with his electric knife. So what we did was we took the turkey and put it on our plate, and then we took some of the drippings from the bottom of the pan and we spooned it all over the top of the turkey, and it made it so incredibly delicious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope today's video was helpful for you. And if you plan on making your turkey like this, please let me know, and also let me know how your family likes it. If you haven't already, please go ahead and click the red subscribe button and join my YouTube family, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.